So last Sunday, I rode my motorcycle over to my little brother's house through the woods. I actually live in his backyard, so it wasn't that far of a journey, but I finally talked him into going for a ride. It was a beautiful Sunday morning, and we got on the bikes and rode the river. I'm planning out a memorial ride for a buddy and trying to get the roads down and maybe a few stops tied in there. But I talked my little brother into riding, and I followed him a little ways, and he followed me a little ways, and it wound up being a fantastic day. But it started bothering me. Some of the faster sections, I was behind him. It really kind of spooked me a few times that maybe he's going too fast. He hasn't really ridden much in the past 30 years, so I don't want to say he's a novice because he's a pretty good rider. Just not having all that experience, all that missing time, kind of makes me a little bit nervous, especially since my brother crashed recently. Despite my best efforts of trying to keep him healthy and alive, he still ran off the road, wasn't paying attention. But it just kind of highlighted my concern about my brothers. I would love to ride with them even more, but it does concern me. And I don't really know what else to do other than spend a lot of time with them talking about riding techniques, maybe improving their skills, doing some drills in parking lots, watching some instruction, because neither one of them are going to take a class. I can tell you that right now. But apparently, I've been pretty lucky having given them some time in parking lots doing Gymkhana drills, and I feel like it's had a good effect on them. Despite my older brother's recent crash, I feel like they've learned a lot of things and have gotten more competent. It's just the unknowns. I'm not sure what's going to bite them in the ass. But it always seems to be either not paying attention, not having all the skills that you need to navigate those quick turns, those emergency braking situations, those things that you're never going to know until you build up your skill set or you have enough experience, you see enough on the road, and sometimes you don't have time to build up that experience. I was just watching another YouTuber talking about how riding a motorcycle is not dangerous, and I completely disagree. I've spent the last decade trying to talk people out of riding motorcycles. Not the people that have already purchased a motorcycle, the people that are curious, like my older brother, who's never really ridden in his whole life and just decided a couple of years back that he was going to get a motorcycle and start riding motorcycles, and I've been trying to talk him out of it for the last 2 years. Well, a few months back, he finally made a purchase of the wrong motorcycle, despite everything that I tried to tell him which motorcycle to buy and what he needed to do. He wanted none of it. He didn't want any of my advice. He didn't like my advice on buying and wearing proper riding gear, and luckily he survived all those mistakes, but it still makes me uneasy. Following my younger, more experienced brother here, it makes me uneasy because I don't want to witness my brother's death. I don't want to see them get killed or even hurt. I don't want to see them go off the road and get hurt like my brother did last time I rode with him. So I guess I've just been dealing with those thoughts and how to overcome the possibilities that something bad might happen to my brothers, because I think that there's something that I can teach them. I can help them be safer. I know I can improve their riding. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it without without giving them too much, without overwhelming them, without because I can't give them the 40 years experience that I've got riding. I cannot give that to them. The only thing I can do is make the presentation, make those bullet points, paint them a picture, give them the videos that I'm giving the rest of the world, and that's all I can do. But it still makes me nervous. It makes me uncomfortable. I'm perfectly happy with either one of my brothers riding behind me because I know what their skill set is. I know pretty much what all the curves ahead of us are doing, and I know how to react when I get into those situations where the unexpected pops out. But I'm not so sure that they do. And in fact, I'm sure that they don't have the same experience that I do. And I don't know how to convey that other than to spend a lot of time working with them, trying to get them to improve their skills. So that's kind of where I've been this week, just trying to figure out what I need to do to help them progress and ride better. Because I would love, there's nothing more that I would love to take a big long road trip with both these guys because they're awesome, and they're my brothers. I would love to share that riding experience with them. I just don't want to have the negative impact of injury or death, because it takes a lot out of the ride when you're worried about somebody dangling from the end of the pole. And it really comes from the fact that all the carnage I've seen in the last couple of decades of riding, the people that were in over their heads, they're riding way over their head, did not have the training or the skill set or even the bike. They're riding the wrong bike, riding beyond your skill level, and I've seen so much of it and so much of the damage as a result. I would much rather not ride with my brothers than to see them hurt. So, and for that fact, anybody else. And that's kind of all this carnage and death that I've witnessed over the past few years was my inspiration starting Gymkhana, starting all the YouTube videos that I've posted up about improving your riding, all that stuff. That's the inspiration was, man, I'm just sick of seeing people get hurt. I'm sick of seeing people get hurt, and not just that, getting spooked, getting to the point where, wow, I had 2 close calls. I'm getting off this motorcycle. I don't want to see that. I don't want to. Initially, I want to get rid of the fantasies that people have about being a biker, and I'm quite certain that my older brother, that's what he motivates him to ride. He wants to be a biker. He obviously enjoys riding a motorcycle too, but I think a majority of his motivation is he just wants to be a biker. He wants that image. He wants to be that cool guy on a motorcycle, and I think that's a bad idea. Just because there's so much more to get out of riding than just that image, just that the feathers in your hair, being a biker. There's just so much more that riding offers than just that image. So anyway, that's kind of I just wanted to talk about the concerns that I have riding with my brothers, and ponder some ideas about how to help them improve, other than just spending time in a parking lot, other than trying to coach them on navigating turns, braking, traction, throttle control. There's just so much to learn, and I'm just one guy, and I wonder how much of this stuff is actually going into their ears and will translate into something positive down the road. Hopefully it's will be a good outcome. I've changed a lot in the past decade about my idea of what's safe and what's not. I don't spend much time on the back wheel of my motorcycle anymore. I don't do stoppies. I don't jump anymore. I'm slowing down. Shockingly, I'm slowing down a good bit just because I can't. My reaction time has disappeared. I don't have it anymore. But you know, I've become more of a conservative rider. I've become more conservative about safety issues, and really very conservative about you know, riding gear and protective equipment. You know, I've been a libertarian for several years now, and small L libertarian, and especially when it comes to riding motorcycles. I don't like telling people what they can do on their motorcycle, but I do feel pretty strongly about what you can do to improve your survivability in case you have a crash, and reducing the possibility of you crashing with training and practice, and you know, doing the things that you need to do to improve your ability to handle surprise situations, dirt in the road, cars popping out on you, deer, really quick turns, corkscrews, you know, things that'll get you killed real quick. If you don't know how to react to them properly, you wind up just like my brother did a few weeks back. So that's it. Just wanted to show some images of us riding and talk about some of my concerns about keeping my brothers and others alive and healthy and enjoying this wonderful sport and hobby that so many of us enjoy. So I'm interested in your thoughts, if you have any, about what I've said about safety and riding and improving your skills, and watching other people crash and how it might affect you. That really interests me. If you found my comments interesting, please share with your friends, especially if you know anybody that you need to talk about maybe improving their skill set. I'll leave some videos at the end, some links at the end of this video that you can check out. Check out the Gymkhana stuff. That's some of this really helps you a lot. And it's something that you can practice every time you go out and ride, either before you go riding or after you come back riding. Just go into a parking lot, throw some tin cans or some paper cups or some tennis balls into a parking lot, and see if you can make a circle. The easiest thing to do is to make a circle in between two parking spaces. If you can do that, you'd be surprised how quickly your skills improve. Throttle control, clutch brake throttle combinations, and just, you know, get out there in parking lot and try to improve the handling of your bike. It'll help you in the low speed stuff, and a lot of this stuff will help you in the long term, the high speed stuff. It all translates, so believe it or not. Check out the videos, let me know what you think, and share this video